Okay, microphone working. Yep, just had me. Oh, some hours ago, I had my second jab, second vaccine. Nice day, beautiful weather. Spent some day with my brother, and he had his second jab as well. I was early actually for the appointment because went in with my brother, and his was kind of on time. And it doesn't really matter too much. The time booking really is more ideal uh, for the individual. The day is more important for them administering it because it only fits so many in per day. So when I arrive, I show my ID and show the letter as required. Like before, I'm gonna do some videos if there's any side effects. Still feel fine. What struck me is this time around, maybe it's a different size needle. There's number of sizes that they allow to use. Hardly felt it at all. A slight sting and then nothing. It's just, oh, did you do it? And he said, oh, thank you, sir. Well done. You're all done. And usual routine from same routine anyway from the last routine is you get jabbed, go and sit 5 minutes, wipe your seat down after you leave, and off you go. Off you go home. So this is a place in the UK called Newport, and Newport Leisure Centre. That's where I got my jab, and AstraZeneca. Second jab now. I take this card with me, and you see the second one. That was today, 12th of the 6th, 2021. 10th of the 4th was the first one. They closed the gap a little bit on the number of weeks in between. 8 weeks instead of so 8, yeah, 8, yeah, 2 months instead of, I forget what it was. Easy. So Newport Leisure Centre. Second jab done. Focus. There we go. Undone. They are talking about issuing ID cards just to say you've had your second jab. Some people are ridiculously when they're against that, I think. Imagine if you run a restaurant and you have staff cleaning up plates after someone's eaten on them. There's saliva on that plate. For your own peace of mind, I mean, I'd rather know that the person, your customer, has, well, the majority of the customers, some peace of mind, knowing that they've had their vaccination twice, had the second jab. Proliferation of this from one person to another is generally what is driving variants, or at least that's how I understand it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see why variants would come through without passing it on to others. And mutations happen, so there's probably, more than likely, like thousands and thousands of variants out there. Don't let that panic you. The 90% of those don't even make it. They are a combination that isn't very successful at all. This is why, when that is, becomes the dominant one, right? Although there's a spike, as expected, in the UK of cases, people are not getting sick enough that they end up dying. Some are actually being hospitalised. Majority get a bit sick a few days and then they're fine. Basically, most people, as I see how this is evolving, most people, I think, are just generally going to, they might even catch it, not even know they have. They might get a bit of a sore throat. Just put it down to, I don't know, just breathing in dry air or something. Put it down to something simple when in fact it's COVID. This is why we still need to do due diligence with this and keeping these clean. I believe in that. Or if you're behind a barrier at work and they say, oh, you don't need these anymore, fine, that's more social anyway, because perspex barrier, you can see me, it's more social. You see the whole face rather than this bit hidden. The so-called restrictions at the moment, I can live with that. It's nothing. It's just, it doesn't hinder my existence. It doesn't hinder the productivity of my everyday life at all. In fact, it actually helps because people don't linger in the way. They distance themselves. What I can't stand, what really riles me out, is people who linger in doorways so you can get in a place and out of a place efficiently. Don't hang around, don't waste my time. Regardless of that, I'm going to put up some videos if I have any side effects. I feel a bit tired now because that's just the journey and the hot weather, and it's been really hot recently. The thing with the UK weather, as soon as you get kind of acclimatized to a particular temperature, things start changing then. So you're even moaning like, oh, it's too hot, or oh, it's too cold. Particularly in the winter. I hate the winter. I do love the summer, although it can really hit you when the temperature changes so quick. So I'm going to get my head down a little. I'm going to have a nap now. I'll see what I feel like later. I barely felt it this time round when the needle went in, though. I couldn't even see where. I was looking to see for a pinpoint. I think there was just above some distance above my tattoo there. I think that's all I've got to share. If you got an invite for a second jab, or however it works in your country, if you can just walk in somewhere or you can book one, do it. Because this is how they've designed it. They designed it for obviously very good reasons. Second jab. I do expect them to come out with like booster jabs, maybe every other year or every 2 years, whatever it might be, because this virus won't stop evolving or mutating. Hopefully it just mutates to something that is just very much like a regular cold, and that'll be the dominant one. The more contagious it is, the more dominant that version will be, whatever version is more contagious. And the proliferation of that in India is a big alarm bell. The thing with what happened in India, it was spreading thick. It was a densely populated country, again like China is, and the more dense your population, the more likelihood you could pass it on, because there's just not enough room to people to be apart from each other. And on top of that, they got the emergency vaccination in they had a Chinese version of the vaccine as well as others. There's some news that it wasn't as efficient. However, they're being vaccinated as it was at its peak as well. So people are getting sick and catching it and being vaccinated same day, and it's kind of double whammy, because you're going to get side effects from being vaccinated, and if you've got the problem, it could make things worse. But now we're seeing the death rate drop dramatically. It's still very ridiculously high from what I hear here. in India, but that's dropping. Death rate in the UK is dropping a lot, despite numbers going up from any new cases of this. Again, some are being hospitalised, but they're not dying. This, by contrast, is a far cry from, at least for now, in this moment now, is a way big different picture to what was happening in January. Momentarily, the National Health Service basically collapsed in January. And I do like the National Health Service, I do condone it. I do think it's an amazing system. Not perfect, there's some improvements that need to be made here and there, one would argue. Through no fault of the expertise there, though, as well. But certainly, I don't see any reason, any logical reason, any sense and sensibility from people saying, "Oh, I've had my first job, but I can't be bothered with the second one." Get it done. It's highly important. I mean, most people are actually do realise that, but we need everyone on board with that. But I guess that's not going to happen because it's not an ideal world, you know. Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I'm just going to get my head down. I do feel a bit lightheaded, but it might be just the hot weather and the journey. So, thanks for watching anyway. Peace out. I look forward to doing the next video. And, you know, if there's anything to report, I'll do a video on that. Cheers, bye.